This is the like 5th time I've tried recording this, so please let this one go okay. Well, if you guys are new here, let me explain this video for you just really fast. This is part of a monthly series where I go back and recap the events of the month. Last month we set some goals together, and this is just a chance for me and you guys to actually kind of sit down away from all the typical recording stuff and talk creator to viewer. What goals you guys had, what goals I had, how we approached it, what we could have done different, etc. And with all that being said, let's get it. Let's see. This month, January. Whoo! It was a good one. We started the month off with a hell of a start. We went from, I think, 900 subs and we hit 1K. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it for the second time. We hit 1,000 subscribers for the second time in my YouTube career. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, I used to have a channel where I had 4,000 subscribers, in which I deleted and started this one to where we just hit 1 frickin' K for the second time. I am very grateful. Thank you guys so much. I had a couple of goals from last month that I did actually end up doing, and I'm really proud of myself for. Goal number 1 from last month was to get ahead on things and, you know, focus on staying ahead, scheduling, making sure I'm being on top of things, but also not wearing myself out. In which case, I think I did that fairly freaking well. We had really good consistency in the month of January. Like, really good. Like, every other day there was a video. And I'm just saying, if I do say so myself, there were some pretty freaking good videos, otherwise I wouldn't have hit 1K. But, I mean, shoot, I discovered that a lot of you guys really love VR, so more VR videos coming soon. You guys were just excited to see me back. I got really good reception from the taking a trip to see my online friend series and all that, so that was really awesome. Goal number 2, I wanted to make a video that I was genuinely proud of, and I didn't really do this one. I had a video in mind, but it ended up being too expensive. It ended up just being a little bit outside of my realm of feasibility for now, so I postponed that one for a little bit longer. But I did make some videos that I actually ended up really liking. Since the criteria for this goal was video I was proud of, technically I hit it. I loved the entire vlog series of going to see my friend. I loved my job simulator videos. The FNAF VR video was really fun. I really liked that one. But goal number 3 for me was to start planning my first real short film. I've actually started planning 2, so you know what? Double check marks on this one. I'm really excited to keep moving forward with that. It's nowhere near complete, nowhere near. We haven't even started filming yet. I've started planning a couple of them. One of which will just be my first actual solo one, and then the one after that will be a joint project that I'm working on with my also film friend that lives all the way across the frickin' country. It's gonna be a fun little joint project, but I don't want to expose too much of that. So, anyways, and last month, of course, I also asked you guys to make some goals. So in the comments, what'd y'all do? How many of them did you get? I want to know. I want to know how many of them y'all actually hit. I want to see it. But last month, the word of the month was also expectations, because I told you guys to set expectations, really high ones, so that even if you don't meet them, you get pretty close. If you work as hard as you can to get to them, you land pretty far across those expectations. You get fairly close to them. I don't know what I'm rambling on about. But for this month, I wanted this word to be a little bit more catered to my selfish tendencies, but one of which that some of you guys can also kind of relate to. This word is redemption. Now, to many, that might be a kind of a green flag, like, woo, yeah, we did it, we redeemed ourselves. So for others, this has a lot of spite and anger built around it because you want redemption for reasons that are very negative and or revenge purposes or whatever. You want to show people that you can be that thing they told you not to be. In which case, I'm fully behind you on that. I am one that I definitely, I hate to say suffered, because suffered is like such a fucking stupid word for that. I definitely let that drive my mind for a very long time. The idea that redeeming myself would come at the cost of getting revenge towards people that doubted me and or wronged me in any other way. That's what redemption initially was for me. However, this month, I got a different type of redemption that I feel like isn't talked about enough. Whereas the first type was, getting revenge sort of redemption. This sort of redemption was more self-fulfilling. This was me proving to myself that I can still do it. I still love doing YouTube. I still love making you guys laugh. I still love doing this stuff, and also doing it without actually starting to hate myself, I guess. That's such a harsh spin on it, but doing it and not having any sort of underlying feeling of I gotta get revenge. I gotta do any of that. And I know I've talked about that a lot, but this month especially, it was just, I loved every second of making these videos. I was hella ahead. I'm not ahead anymore, I'll admit. Towards the last week, I was kind of just sitting here like playing VR, playing a lot of Beat Saber. I've been chilling. I've been enjoying life. What I want you to do with that word though, redemption, I want you to take that word and try to compare it to your current situation. When you think of that word, do you think of self-fulfillment and, you know, making yourself proud? And it doesn't just have to be yourself, you can also be making others proud. Or do you think of, I have to make them pay, I have to, you know, prove myself to these people that said I couldn't? Whichever side you choose really defines the tone of your journey for the next however many months, however many years. And coming from a person who has seen both of these sides, I would say to experience both so you know truly which one is better fit for you. I'm not saying it's horrible to go to the revenge side because, you know, to each their own, everyone has their own morals. Some people think it's stupid to stoop to that level, others think that that's the only way to do what you want to do in life. And if you can use it as a driving factor, great. However, do not get lost in the spite, do not get lost in the rage. And I really hope I'm still recording because my monitor just turned off. And then the other side is self-fulfillment and making others proud. Do you care so much more about others and about how you see yourself than making those who wronged you, proving them wrong, making them pay, quote unquote? That's about all I had to say about this month. I had a lot of redemption. I had a lot of self-fulfillment. And for the first time, I was sitting here like loving what I was doing. It made myself proud. But now comes the time where I talk to each of you to make your own goals for the next month. I know I said make 3 at the end of last month, but this month I'm gonna focus on making it just 2. I want you to think of 2 goals. 2 goals that each of which were harder than the ones you set last month. That's the important part here. Yes, I'm getting rid of 1 goal, however, I want 2 of them to be more potent. What 2 goals do you have for February that are going to make you better by the end of it? And how are you gonna incorporate redemption into that? And if you have nothing to redeem yourself for, word, you're lying to yourself. For me, I also have 2 goals, so you're not alone in this situation. For me, my first goal is focusing much more on my physical health. Now, a lot of the times in the last couple of months, in the last couple of years, you've seen me talking about mental health. This is the time where I'm gonna become like stereotypical teenage dude and I'm gonna get ripped as fuck. Once this finishes healing and, you know, I don't worry about sweat ruining it, then I'll get back into it. But I really want to focus on that this month. Goal number 2 is a little bit more lame. Goal number 2 has to do with books. I want to read at least 2 books this month. Just 2. I used to be such a huge book nerd. Like shit, this is literally Harry Potter. Like I used to be such a book nerd. I used to love reading books, and now I feel like I'm losing my vocabulary and I'm like just much more dense on an intelligent level. So I want to read more. 2 books for this month. I don't care what it can be, but it has to be at least like a chapter book with actual plot and or a self-improvement book, I don't know, or an informational book, I don't know. I want to read 2 of them, and by the end of next month, or the end of this month, I think, whatever. In February, in that video, I will tell you what those 2 books were or if I failed. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Rise above, motherfuckers. Remember you're human, and I will see you all next month. And hopefully, y'all have some good news for me, and I'll have some good news for you. Rise above, motherfuckers. Remember you're human. Adios.